Hey guys, and welcome back to Quick Packs, and today we are going to be making a vein miner, and I've made this before, but it's going into the Quick Pack series because there is a very fast way to do it, and I don't really want to put out an official data pack. So I'll show you guys how to do it. You can follow me step by step, and then I'll have a download link in the description just in case you went wrong somewhere. But this is a very interesting topic to cover because there's a couple techniques that are kind of unique, but essentially the base of it that we'll be covering today is how to make it do something like that. Now I added this slow destruction. We are only going to cover the instantaneous. The slow has some issues and I don't really like the outcome of it, so in order to make it perfect, it would be way too complicated for this video. So we're just going to cover the instantaneous where the whole thing pops at once, which I think is still satisfying. So just like always, I'll try and include a link to my starter pack in the description, but you want to start with the starter pack and you want to rename it to something that you think constitutes for a vein miner. You might want to just add this to your own pack on its own. But anyway, so we're going to rename it to VM, and we're going to rename the namespace to VM. You can name it whatever you want, and we're going to disable the current one. Okay, so inside the namespace, we first need to set up everything that we need. So we don't need any loot tables, we don't need any recipes, we just need tags. We don't need block tags, we just need function tags. And inside here we have load and tick function. So this is something that happens at the start and something that happens every time that the game ticks. Now we're going to open it inside our text file and then change this to VM:main, so it's the same namespace. And close everything else. Okay, so I'm going to try and make sure that this dialog box is big enough so that you guys can see what I'm typing. All right, so now we're going to go into data, we're going to go into VM, we don't need functions, we actually do need tags, and this will come into play later. So we don't need entities, we don't need items, but we do need blocks. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to delete block by block. So we need to have some kind of way to group which blocks are we allowed to delete in a vein, because we're not just going to delete like all the sandstone, all the stone, and everything in the world. So we have to have a group. So what we do is we grab one of the default ones that I have here and we just rename it to vein ores. Hit enter, delete everything in here except for one, and we'll make this coal ore. We're just going to start with coal ore for now, but we can add others to it. So we can also add iron ore if we want. I'll just add iron ore in the beginning anyways, but you can add anything to this file. Now we go back into VM and now we can start messing with functions. So do we need anything in init? Do we need anything in main? Well, let's see. So we need to test when somebody breaks coal ore and then do something based off of that. So you can't do that with an advancement, so we have to use a scoreboard. It's the only way. So scoreboard objectives add mine coal minecraft dot mined minecraft dot coal ore. Okay, so this will happen when they mine coal ore, and we'll add one more for iron ore just so that we have the sake of 2. If you have 2, then you can build off of as many as you want. Now, what we'll need to do is execute as everybody, run function VM combine. So this is where we're going to combine some of their scores together because we need to see like if any of them trigger. You don't have to necessarily do this. You can check like if their coal is 1 or if their iron's 1, and then based off of if one is 1, then you just do a different function for each, but we're just trying to do one thing that does everything because we are going fast here. Anyways, so we got to do scoreboard players operation at s mine coal plus equals at s mine iron. And what we're doing here is we're combining. So if they had 1 on mine coal because they mined coal, but they have 0 on iron, then it would add them together, and 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay, and then if you have like another ore, you would just do this and you change mine iron to mine diamond or something. And what this is doing is it's basically combining all the values onto coal, and then you see if coal has anything. So if score at s mine coal matches 1, so if they have something on the score of coal, then they had something from one of the other ones as well, since you're combining them all. And then you do scoreboard players. Well, we just leave it there for now. All right, so then now we know that they mined something. So we know that they mine something, but we have to check for a specific pickaxe because you don't want to do it for every pickaxe. You want to do it for when they have like the enchantment. So if data entity as selected item dot tag dot vein miner. So if they have this MBT tag that we create ourselves by doing give at p iron pickaxe vein miner 1b. So that just means you have the vein miner. It's a fake tag. You can put any words you want. We chose vein miner. So if this tag exists, then run at the player, run function VM break. So this means you broke something. All right, so break is going to be pretty simple. So we're gonna do a couple things. Let's go ahead and further, we'll just keep on this stream. So we need to reset the coal scoreboard, otherwise it will constantly break stuff. So let's go with a reset function here. So it resets the scores. And then we should do execute at e type equals item, sort equals nearest, limit equals 1. So this will pick the nearest item to that player. And it'll run a function called VM vein. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to make the reset so we don't forget. Otherwise you will have some spam and your entire world will break. So this needs to set these to 0. So scoreboard players set as mine coal 0. And then mine iron 0 as well. All right, so vein is actually our vein system. And this is actually going to be way easier than you think because we have something called recursion, and I'll go over it very quickly. All right. Well, very quickly, but also very thoroughly. So I want you to, let's go ahead and grab some red wool and some green wool. So we're going to start here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to this block, right? Then we're going to check this block, this block, this block, and this block. Okay, so we checked this block. All right, now we're here. We're going to check this block, and this block. Okay, well, now we're here. Now we're going to check this block, and this block. Oh, well, let's say that, let's go ahead and break some kind of an outline so we have some stopping condition. All right, so let's make it look like that. All right, so this block is filled, so we're going to go to this block. All right, so now we're going to check this block, all the ones around. All right, now we're here. All right, now we're going to check all these ones here. So we're going to check here and here. And then we're going to check, now we're here, it ends. We're here, okay, so we're going to check here and here. All right, so now we're here, check here and here. And now we're here, check here. And now we're here, check here. And now we're here, check here. And check here, check here. Check here, check here. So the algorithm that I'm doing is basically going to blocks surrounding where I'm currently at, checking if they are sandstone and turning them into green wool. Likewise, we are going to go here. We're going to specify, this is where we're starting. So we're going to specify, so we're going to do, set block air replace. So this puts it as air without dropping any contents. So this is like turning it into green wool. Then we're going to check the areas around. So execute positioned. So this is changing where we're doing the execute command. 1 in the X direction. And then we're going to do if the block there is VM vein ores. So if it is this special block tag called VM vein ores. And then we're going to do run. And then what do we do? Well, we run the same algorithm we just did. So we play the same function again. And this will have to be in all 6 directions. So plus and minus 1 in the Z. And plus and minus 1 in the Y. And plus and minus 1 in the X. All right. And then the last thing you want to do is you want to drop something. So the set block doesn't drop anything. Now we need to drop something. And to do that, you can use /loot. It gives you the loot of the thing you're looking at. So loot spawn, so that'll spawn the loot. And we'll just say right where I'm standing. Mine that block with my main hand. If I mined it with my main hand, I would get coal. I kind of question that, but we'll go with it. Anyways, so this would account for, like, if they have fortune on their pickaxe, then it would give them the proper drops. So we're just going to do this, change the coordinates to just right here. So it tries to mine the block that it's at with their main hand. Then it turns that block into air. then it plays itself again, but in a different position based off of whether there is a vein or there or not. And just like that, we gave ourselves a pickaxe. We can go ahead and break this. Oh, it doesn't work in creative. So we break this, and it all breaks at once. And that is the vein miner. So hopefully that was pretty fast. I'm going to go over one more quick brief thing that might be considered a problem. So picking the nearest item might not work necessarily the best. So let's do tag equals not checked, right? So we'll pick one that isn't checked, and in the main we'll do tag at e type equals item, tag equals not checked, add checked. This isn't the most efficient thing, but it works. So now if I click on this button and I go into survival and I throw an item close to me, but I break this one instead, it'll still work at that guy because he's the one that wasn't checked. All right, that's pretty much it, guys. The download to the data pack will be in the description. If I went too fast, I'll maybe go back and take a look at it, see what's different. And I challenge you guys to try and make the slowly building one in a way that is actually multiplayer friendly. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next one. Peace.